what is TechIreland? TechIreland is a live database on all Irish innovation that's taking place here. Right. So we empower people and companies to discover Irish innovation, and we promote them globally. So we are a not-for-profit, and our main objective is to collect data and talk about it, talk about Irish companies and innovation, about you globally on international stages. So how did TechIreland start off? Our CEO, Nagabhushana, was the Dublin Commissioner for Startups, and when she was Commissioner for Startups, she had to address conferences, international VC meets, and people would generally ask her questions about how many IoT companies do you have, or what's the funding that AI companies have got in Ireland, or what are the different sectors that you have, and how many industrial tech companies are in the IoT space, how many of them are building sensors, and etc. Now, there were a lot of companies building innovation. However, we fell short of telling a story backed with numbers. And that is when Neve decided to spin out TechIreland from the commissioner's office, and we started off this live database that I will just show you in a moment. So before, information was all siloed, and people really did not know what's happening out there. And what TechIreland has done is to bring companies together so you know who are the other companies in Ireland that are building products that are similar to yours or that can be complementary to yours. In your own building, in your street, or in your city or town sometimes, we just wouldn't know who exists 2 streets down the lane. So we've tried to compile a lot of data. So we're currently tracking over 1,800 companies. And it's a lot more than just companies. So that's our innovation community. We've taken a very holistic approach, not just companies. We track multinationals that are building product in Ireland. We track investors that have invested in Irish companies. We track hubs, about 160 hubs, or I'd say it's more because it's a live database, and we're constantly adding data on a day-to-day basis. As I speak to you now, our data managers, a team of 5, is adding new profiles. They're updating profiles, and they're basically doing a lot of research about any of your companies. So that's our innovation community. We've been particularly interested in driving female founder companies. I'll come to that in a while, just as we go ahead with the presentation. So we're tracking who the female founder companies are, what are they building, how much funding have they got, and we use all this data to build insights and give reports to clients such as multinationals, investors, government agencies, and anybody who's seeking them. But what's in it for a company? So that's the live database. It's a 24/7 resource, a free database that you can log into and track companies, look who's building, what technology, and how much funding they have. This is how a company profile looks. So what does a company profile have, and why is it important? So what do we do for companies on TechIreland? We tell your story. We show videos about your company. We track your funding, your founders. It could be the technologies that you build. We have about 800 different tags that we give to companies, relevant tags to companies. So we get to slice and dice data, look at snapshots of your sector, your subsector, and present these to VCs and multinationals who are basically telling your story to people that matter. If you look at, I know this is quite small, so there's a blue button there. We've just launched that. So if you want to talk about your GDPR policies, all you do is to connect, put that link there, and your clients or anybody can get to your GDPR page directly onto that. So we also have an introductions portal, so anybody, like if you want to meet a company, all you do is to go to that company's profile, click request introduction. We get an introduction request. we're obviously very closely connected to all startups and mature Irish companies. So we get in touch with them and we provide introductions. So we not only provide introductions to you who wants to get in touch with companies, but we also connect companies to investors, multinationals that are looking for investing or interesting companies. And what happens with that data? We spend a lot of time building insight reports using data sheets and maps, and we provide industry-wise breakup, funding split. It's quite interesting, how different regions of Ireland have funding per capita, funding by company, how many companies there are by hubs. So mostly what we hear of is a perception or a story that is perceived. But what we are trying to do is to bring numbers and back them with facts and say, you know what, that's the perception and this is reality. So it is interesting. I'd really recommend that all of you visit TechIreland and have a look at who's in there and what your company looks like. And the more information you give us, the more we will be able to promote you on the website. And remember, we don't charge companies, so it is a free database. We do not charge companies to list their profiles. It's just to promote Irish companies. And we charge clients who want to know about companies. So this is a small snapshot from our book that we published. It's called the Innovation Nation 2018 edition. You can order a copy on www.techireland.org. So this book has gone to all Irish embassies. And what does this book have? We obviously track 13 different sectors, but we're really keen to talk more about IoT and AI as emerging tech domains in Ireland. So we're tracking in 2017, 116 companies that are building IoT products. 16 of them were founded by female founders, a total of 105.7 million in funding in 2017 alone. Most of our work is supported by research, our data team, as well as our advisors. So Ronan Furlong is one of our IoT advisors from DCU, and our advisors help us with qualitative insights and information on what's happening in the country in the tech space. That's an AI snapshot. So really interesting AI companies in Ireland again. One of them is Soapbox Labs. I think Amelia Kelly, speech recognition director, will be talking today in the same place on what they're developing. There are companies that are using AI for talent tech, AI for speech recognition, AI for agri-tech, and AI for industrial tech. So you get to see all these companies on the live database itself. So we worked on a project for a client mapping talent tech companies in Ireland. So we ended up showing logos in different spaces. So there's learning and development, payroll management, performance management and retention, talent acquisition as different subsectors of the talent tech sector in Ireland. And what's interesting is the infographics that we provide, all that the client has to do is to click on one of those logos and it'll take them to their full profile that tells the whole story about the company. So the whole innovation ecosystem is brought under one platform, and that information is being used to show Ireland as a leading technology hub in the world. So the objective is to promote Irish innovation and entrepreneurs such that they walk into any boardroom across the world, there is a reputation that precedes them of being an innovation-driven team. So on International Women's Day, so TechIreland is all about data, insights, and thirdly, community. So we are doing a lot of community-related work. We get in touch with companies, we promote them, that's one thing. But we specifically have driven a female founder funding campaign that we launched on International Women's Day. So in 2017, we tracked 79.4 million in funding for female founder companies. And the objective is to track 100 million in 2018. So we call our campaign the 100 Million Campaign. And what do we do with the 100 Million Campaign? So we've taken up a very extensive calling campaign. We've spoken to over 50 female founders, got qualitative insights from them, heard their stories, who is applying for funding, what time of the year, what stage is their company at, what stage is their product at, so we know what's happening out there. We're planning for a startup boot camp, a funding boot camp in October, and also we're coming up with a video series of popular female founders. It's called the Female Founder Friday series that you will see very soon. So it's a very organized effort to promote female founder companies and female founder funding. So by March 2019, we want to announce that Ireland and Irish female founders have got 100 million funding in 2018. So it's a massive step forward for female founder funding in Ireland. We hope that all of you will be supporting Tech Ireland. So that's about Tech Ireland and what we do, and I'm happy to take any questions. Not sure if we have enough time for questions. I think Connor, okay, Connor's not around. So do we have time for questions, Connor? No. Okay, cool. So you can reach us at www.techireland.org, or my email is sree@techireland.org. Thank you very much. It was lovely talking to all of you.